Now in question 1, we are asked to sketch these two graphs and then hence solve the inequality. Now, let's start by sketching the modulus graph. You have learned in Sec 4 how to sketch the modulus graph. First, we start by sketching this function 4 minus 2x. It intersects the x-axis or the y-axis at 4 and the x-axis at 2. Now, what does modulus mean? Modulus means you take the absolute value of it. If it's a negative value, you take the positive value of it. Take for example, if 4 minus 2x gives the value of minus 3, it becomes 3. So when this is negative, you take the positive value of it. So the resulting graph will be this portion of the resulting graph will be the reflection about the x-axis. Now, let's go ahead to draw the quadratic graph. Now, it cuts the x-axis at 4 and 0. So this is a point here, and this is another one. Now, how about the maximum point? When x is it has the turning point at x equals to 2, because 2 is between the two roots of the quadratic graph. When x is 2, you find that y is 4. So your graph will look something like that. Now next, we are asked to use this result to help us to solve this inequality. You want the modulus graph to be less than the quadratic graph. Now if you look at this graph here, for the modulus graph to be less than the quadratic graphs, your values of x, you must take this portion of it, because this part of the modulus graph is below the quadratic graph. So this is the value of x that I want, the shaded region. Now let's call this x1 and call this x2. So the value of x that we want for this inequality is x must be greater than x1 but smaller than x2. Now to determine the value of x1 is very simple. You find the intersection of this graph here with this quadratic graph. Now what is this graph? This is 4 minus 2x. Alright, this one is 4 minus 2x. This one is minus 4 plus 2x. So you use the intersection of 4 minus 2x with this quadratic graph. So you have 4 minus 2x is equals to x. 4 minus x. If you expand this, you got 4 minus 2x into 4x minus x squared. Bring this over to this side. You have x squared minus 6x plus 4 equals to 0. Now you can use the quadratic formula, or completing the square to solve this value of x. Now you got x is equals to 3 plus minus root 5. I will leave the working to you. Now, So what is the value of x that we want? Alright, so you look at this. x1, this graph intersect the pink graph two times. One of the roots will be here and the other roots will be somewhere here. Now, so it is the left hand side roots that we want. The roots on the left hand side that we want. So what is the value of x1? Therefore, x1 will be equals to 3 minus root 5. Now how about x2? Maybe I write over here, I say for x1. Right? Let's try to find the value of x2. Now x2 is the intersection of this graph with the quadratic graph. This graph is given by minus 4 plus 2x. So you got minus 4 plus 2x into 4x minus x squared. Let's rearrange this. You got x squared minus 2x minus 4 equals 0. Now if you go on to solve for the value of x, you have x is equals to 1 plus minus root 5. Now, so what is the value of x2? You look at this. Now, one of the root is here. Where's the other root? Alright, for this line and this pink graph. It will be somewhere here. If you extend this line, another roots will be here. So x2 will take on the roots on the right. So x2 will be given by 1 plus root 5. So you substitute these two values of x into this inequality, and that is the solution that we want. So x will be smaller than 1 plus root 5, but greater than 3 minus root 5. For that, we come to the end of question 1. Let's move on to question number 2.